If you're a fiend for beans, avoid the canned varieties that add questionable ingredients. But don't worry, as there are still plenty of delicious and healthy canned beans to look out for. You may have encountered baked beans at a cookout or eaten them as a side dish, or if you're in the UK, maybe you eat them on toast. They're usually made with navy beans, which are cooked slowly with various seasonings and ingredients such as molasses, brown sugar, and spices like mustard or Worcestershire sauce. While baked beans are somewhat nutritious thanks to their high protein and fiber content, they're less healthy than regular canned beans because of the additional ingredients. For one thing, many commercial varieties contain added sugars. Excessive sugar intake is linked to various health issues like heart disease and dental problems. Another concern with baked beans is their sodium. On average, one serving contains 19% of the total amount of sodium that an adult should eat in one day.
The kids today don't know squat about sodium. Yeah.
Baked beans can also contain other less than ideal additives like modified cornstarch and caramel coloring. Consuming baked beans occasionally as part of a balanced diet shouldn't be a problem, but if you're watching your sugar or sodium intake, then there are better options. Alternatively, making homemade baked beans allows you to control the ingredients and reduce the sugar and salt levels. Franks and beans, or pork and beans, is a classic dish that combines hot dogs and baked beans. They can be prepared from scratch, or you can buy them canned from the store, although the latter option certainly isn't the healthiest choice. Hot dogs are often made from processed meat, which can contain additives, preservatives, and high levels of sodium. Processed meats have also been linked to an increased risk of certain health problems, including cancer. Both hot dogs and canned baked beans tend to be high in sodium, and consuming too much sodium can lead to high blood pressure, stroke, and heart disease. And like baked beans on their own, Franks and beans contain high levels of sugar and can contain unwanted additives. Whether you eat them as a side, wrapped up in a burrito, or dolloped on nachos, refried beans are a common sight in the culinary world. They're made from cooked and mashed beans, usually of the Pinto variety, but sometimes black or kidney beans instead. They're typically fried or sautéed with onions, garlic, and various spices. Refried beans offer many of the same health benefits as regular canned beans, such as being rich in fiber, protein, and essential nutrients. However, they're less healthy than regular canned beans due to the other ingredients. One of the things to be worried about with refried beans is their high sodium content, as just 1 cup can contain up to 64% of the recommended daily value. Traditional recipes often include lard, which is a type of rendered pork fat. Lard is high in saturated fat, which can raise levels of LDL cholesterol and increase the risk of heart disease. While some modern recipes may use vegetable oil instead of lard, you should check the ingredient list before buying so you know what you're working with.
And knowing is half the battle.
Chili beans are, as you might expect, beans that come in a chili sauce. They provide a shortcut for dishes such as burritos, tacos, or naturally enough, bean chili. This makes them a common choice for home cooks who don't have the time to make everything from scratch. This sounds great in theory, but chili beans are unhealthy compared to standard unprocessed canned beans. This is mostly due to the sodium content. Some chili beans can contain around 20% of the daily value of sodium per serving. Added sugars aren't usually a concern here, but you might find some brands with a higher sugar content than you might expect. When possible, it's best to simply make your own chili from scratch. That way, you can control the salt and sugar content. After all, chili beans are still beans under that salty sauce, so they maintain the nutritional benefits you'd expect, such as high protein and fiber. But the next time you find yourself in the canned bean aisle, there are some healthy options you should consider grabbing. First up in the good stuff, garbanzo beans, also known as chickpeas, are found in most grocery stores. You can use them in hummus, soups, stews, salads, and so much more. They're rich in a range of nutrients and have several health benefits for the likes of your heart, colon, and blood sugar levels. Garbanzo beans are an excellent source of dietary fiber, with 1 cup of cooked chickpeas providing about 9.6 grams of fiber. They also contain resistant starch, which is a type of carbohydrate that resists digestion in the small intestine and behaves like dietary fiber. Resistant starch also plays a role in regulating blood sugar levels and supporting colon health.
My colon is clean. I'm talking squeaky clean.
There are plenty more nutrients in garbanzo beans as they contain about 11 grams of protein per cup. Protein plays a role in immune health, muscle building, and maintaining healthy hair, skin, and nails. 1 cup also contains about 14% of the vitamin B6 and folate you need in a day. Native to Central America and Mexico, kidney beans, sometimes known as red beans, are common in Latin American cuisines, but they're versatile enough to be used in a range of dishes from bean burgers to red bean soup. Uncooked kidney beans can be toxic, but you don't need to worry about that when you buy them canned. Like all beans, kidney beans are rich in fiber and protein. Incorporating them into your diet can easily help you reach your recommended daily intakes. Kidney beans also contain a wide range of vitamins and minerals. They're rich in folate, which is important for cell division and DNA synthesis. Folate is also particularly important during pregnancy. Kidney beans also provide plenty of iron, which plays a vital role in oxygen transport, energy production, and immune function. And the magnesium found in these beans is involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions, including those related to energy metabolism, muscle function, and bone health. Lima beans can be divisive. Regardless of your taste buds, though, there's no denying that these are among the healthiest beans around. You can buy versions that have been canned fresh and look green or off-green, as well as white versions that have been dried and cooked before being canned. The latter are sometimes known as butter beans. In 1 cup of canned lima beans, you'll find 12 grams of protein and 9 grams of fiber, both of which will help your immune and heart health. When it comes to vitamins and minerals, lima beans are full of manganese, an antioxidant that's vital for metabolic function. Lima beans aren't as rich in other vitamins and minerals as they are in manganese, though they still contain notable amounts. For example, 1 cup contains 58% of the daily value of copper, 30% of the daily value of magnesium, and 23% of the daily value of iron.
I am Iron Man.
Canned pinto beans are commonly found in plenty of grocery stores. They're widely consumed in many cuisines around the world, and they're particularly popular in Latin American, Southwestern American, and Mexican dishes. They're also quite versatile as they can be used in a variety of recipes, including soups, stews, salads, chili, and bean-based dips. Pinto beans are an excellent source of protein, providing around 16 grams per cup of cooked beans. Protein is essential for building and repairing tissues, supporting immune function, and maintaining muscle mass. Including pinto beans in your diet can certainly help meet your protein needs, especially for vegetarians and vegans. They're also full of fiber, with 1 cup containing approximately 16 grams. Fiber is important for digestive health as it promotes regular bowel movements, prevents constipation, and supports a healthy gut microbiome. Additionally, dietary fiber helps regulate blood sugar levels and reduces cholesterol levels. Notably, pinto beans are also packed with folate. Each cup provides more than 2/3 of the daily recommended intake for adults. They're also rich in a range of antioxidants, which are great for reducing inflammation in the body and providing cells protection from free radicals. If you're into Italian food, then you've probably encountered cannellini beans. Also known as white kidney beans, cannellini beans are large with a mild flavor and a smooth, creamy texture, making them a versatile ingredient in soups, salads, stews, and dips. Like other beans, cannellini are a rich source of both protein and fiber. 1 cup of cooked beans contains 16 grams of protein and about 10 grams of dietary fiber. They're also one of the best plant-based sources of calcium. 1 cup of cooked cannellini provides almost 120 milligrams of calcium, which is important for maintaining strong bones and teeth, supporting muscle function, and assisting with nerve transmission. Furthermore, cannellini beans are a good source of iron, with 1 cup providing approximately 7.2 milligrams. You need iron to produce hemoglobin, a protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body. Adequate iron intake is also essential for preventing iron deficiency anemia and maintaining overall health and energy levels.
Beans, the musical fruit.
Common in Latin American, Caribbean, and Southwestern American cuisine, black beans are known for their rich, dark color and dense, meaty texture. They're often used in tacos, burritos, stews, soups, dips, and more. There are many reasons to eat black beans in addition to their taste. It should come as no surprise at this point that they contain healthy amounts of protein and fiber. They're also a good source of iron, with 1 cup providing approximately 6 milligrams, which is about 34% of the daily value. Black beans have a relatively low glycemic index, which means that they're digested and absorbed slowly, leading to gradual increases in blood sugar levels. Foods with a low GI are beneficial for managing blood sugar levels and reducing the risk of insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and other metabolic disorders. What's more, these beans contain antioxidants called anthocyanins, which are responsible for their dark color. Anthocyanins have been linked to various health benefits, including reducing inflammation, protecting against oxidative stress, and improving cardiovascular health. health. Consumption of anthocyanin-rich foods may also help reduce the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease and some types of dementia. Great Northern beans are a type of white bean that are creamy in texture with a mild flavor. That makes them ideal for a variety of dishes, including soups, stews, dips, salads, and casseroles. If you've been paying attention, you'll know that all kinds of beans are chock full of fiber and protein, and these beans are no exception. They also contain a type of antioxidant called flavonoids, which can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. Eating a cup of Great Northern beans will give you about half of your recommended daily intake of folate. Additionally, you'll get about 1/3 of your daily phosphorus needs and over half of your recommended manganese intake. These beans are also rich in iron, thiamine, magnesium, and copper. If you've eaten baked beans, then you've probably consumed navy beans. Also known as haricot beans, they're small, white, and oval-shaped with a soft, creamy texture. You can use them in all kinds of dishes, including soups, stews, and dips. They're similar to Great Northern beans, but not exactly the same. 1 cup of cooked navy beans contains approximately 19.2 grams of fiber and 15 grams of protein. They're also rich in potassium, providing about 32% of the recommended daily value per cup. Potassium helps regulate blood pressure, maintain fluid balance, and support proper nerve and muscle function. Other nutrients found in navy beans in smaller quantities include folate, iron, zinc, magnesium, and calcium. These nutrients play various roles in the body, such as supporting red blood cell production, promoting bone health, and maintaining immune function. Navy beans are also high in resistant starch, a type of carbohydrate that resists digestion in the small intestine and helps to improve insulin sensitivity and support gut health.